What if a dazzling moment on stage suddenly turned into a horrific tragedy? These stars, shining brightly before thousands of eyes, are suddenly taken by death. The tragedy is unexpected, striking while the lights are still shining, the music still echoing, and the screams of terror yet to escape. The untimely deaths of these 23 stars will send shivers down your spine as their cruel fates unfold. From tragic accidents to shocking assassinations, these were moments of such intense tension, it felt as if the very air was suffocating. Papa Wemba, the Congo rumba icon, and his shocking onstage demise. Papa Wemba, whose birth name was Jules Shungu Wembadio Pine Kakumba, was a towering figure in African music. With a career spanning over 4 decades, he earned the title King of Rumba Congo, elevating Congolese music to a global audience. Beyond his musical achievements, Papa Wemba was a pioneer of the sapeur movement, a trend emphasizing elegance and sophistication, inspiring countless young Africans to embrace dapper fashion. Tragically, the brilliance of Papa Wemba dimmed on April 24, 2016, in an unforeseen moment. During a live performance at a music festival on Ivory Coast, he collapsed in front of thousands of fans. At first, the audience thought it was part of his act, but the grim realities soon unfolded. Papa Wemba had passed away. The shocking event not only stunned those at the scene but rippled across the global music landscape, leaving fans and fellow artists in disbelief. Later investigations pointed to heart complications as the likely cause, tied to his prolonged health struggles. Speculation arose that the demands of his rigorous performance schedule and life's pressures had taken their toll. Yet, his passing was more than the loss of a gifted musician, it marked the departure of a cultural luminary. Papa Wemba's vast contributions to music and fashion left a profound legacy, while his sudden death during a performance solidified his place as an artist who truly lived for his craft, also highlighting the hidden burdens behind the glamour of fame. Valencia Prime, the brilliant drag queen, and her tragic farewell on stage. Valencia Prime, a radiant figure in the LGBTQ+ community, captivated audiences with her dynamic and energetic drag queen acts. Her brilliance lay not only in her extraordinary talent but also in her positivity, promoting self-confidence and self-acceptance to those watching. A beacon of resilience, Valencia graced numerous clubs and notable events, masterfully blending humor and music in emotionally charged performances. Despite battling financial and health challenges, she relentlessly pursued her passion, becoming an enduring inspiration in the artistic world. Sadly, fate had other plans for this shining star on September 12, 2022, when she collapsed mid-performance. What began as an ordinary night of entertainment turned into tragedy as Valencia suddenly fell under the stage lights. The cheerful laughter and clapping quickly turned into shock and fear. Tragically, this was no act. Valencia's life ended from heart disease in a moment when her light shone brightest. Her untimely passing left many questioning if the demands of her hectic schedule, emotional strain, and life's hardships had pushed her heart beyond its limits. Valencia devoted herself to spreading joy and empowerment to her community, yet her departure came with profound sorrow. Her loss was not only a devastating blow to the drag art scene but also a stark reminder of the pressures that weigh on performers. Valencia Prime will always be celebrated as a devoted artist and an endless source of motivation. However, her loss remains a deep ache for her fans. Costa Titch, the rising South African star who collapsed before thousands. Costa Titch, whose real name was Costa Tsobonagla, was a rising sensation in South Africa's music industry, celebrated for blending contemporary hip-hop with traditional elements. With hits like Big Flexa, he rapidly carved out a prominent spot in the music scene, earning recognition as one of the most promising young talents. His electrifying energy and magnetic stage presence drove him to success at an early age. However, that soaring success took a devastating turn on March 11, 2023. While performing at a music festival, Costa Titch suddenly collapsed on stage, leaving the crowd in stunned silence. Incredibly, he stood up and continued his performance as though nothing had happened. But fate dealt a cruel blow. Just minutes later, he collapsed again, and this time, he never got back up. His tragic death sent shockwaves through the South African music community and beyond. Videos of the heartbreaking moment quickly circulated, leaving fans in disbelief and sorrow. Speculations arose: had the relentless demands of the industry taken a toll on him, or was an undiagnosed health issue to blame? Whatever the truth may be, Costa Titch's untimely death serves as a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made to shine in the world of entertainment. Tommy Cooper, the comedy icon, and his tragic end live on television. Tommy Cooper, the iconic British comedian, was instantly recognizable by his signature red fez and his delightfully absurd performance style. Renowned for blending humor with magic, he was a master of making audiences laugh effortlessly. At the height of his fame, Cooper was cherished for his relatable and unpretentious charm. However, behind the laughter, he struggled with personal demons, battling alcohol addiction and fleeting romances that served as fleeting escapes from the demands of his career. Despite these struggles, he maintained his star power, continuing to captivate audiences. On April 15, 1984, Tommy Cooper took to the live TV stage, prepared to deliver yet another side-splitting act. But fate had a grim twist in store. During his performance, he suddenly collapsed, gasping for air and trembling visibly. Tragically, the audience and crew mistook his distress for part of his comedic routine. The hall filled with laughter as Cooper lay motionless, unaware that they were witnessing his final moments. A fatal heart attack claimed his life on live television, leaving millions of viewers in shock. Reports suggest that Cooper's health had already been compromised by his heavy drinking and the relentless stress of his career. Yet, he pushed himself to continue performing, dedicated to bringing joy to others. His death, unfolding unnoticed in real time, turned his final act into an eerie and heart-wrenching moment. It stands as one of the most sorrowful chapters in comedy history, etching Tommy Cooper's name in a bittersweet legacy. Dimebag Darrell, the iconic guitarist whose life ended on stage. Dimebag Darrell, born Darrell Lance Abbott, remains one of the most influential guitarists in metal history. As the co-founder and driving force behind Pantera, he delivered iconic tracks like Walk and Cowboys from Hell, leaving an indelible mark on fans worldwide. Following Pantera's breakup in 2003, Darrell carried his fiery guitar style into Damageplan, continuing to push musical boundaries. Yet, no one could have imagined his illustrious career would come to such a sudden and horrific end. On December 8, 2004, while performing with Damageplan, Dimebag Darrell was passionately immersed in his music when chaos struck. A deranged fan stormed the stage and fatally shot him in front of a stunned audience. The assailant, Nathan Gale, harbored a twisted obsession and misplaced anger over Pantera's disbandment. Gale's rampage didn't end with Darrell; he fired on others before being stopped by the police. The horrifying scene left everyone in disbelief as a musical legend lost his life doing what he loved most, performing. The tragic loss of Dimebag Darrell sent shockwaves through the music world, leaving a deep void among metal fans, especially those of Pantera. His death, a devastating chapter in music history, serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers artists face. Though gone, Darrell's legacy endures, immortalized as a guitar hero whose passion and talent will never be forgotten. Christina Grimmie, a tragic end for loving her fans too deeply. Christina Grimmie, a rising young star, first captured hearts on YouTube with her soulful and heartfelt voice. Her journey to stardom reached new heights in 2014 on The Voice, where she left a lasting impression and quickly became a recognized name in music. But her bright future was cruelly stolen in an unimaginable act of violence. On June 10, 2016, Christina had no idea that a post-concert meet and greet in Orlando would be her final moment with fans. As she warmly interacted and signed autographs, a man suddenly approached and shot her multiple times. Her life was tragically ended on the spot, leaving the audience and her supporters in shock. Known for her approachable and genuine connection with fans, Christina never anticipated the threat posed by one of her own admirers, a disturbed fan whose obsession turned fatal. Her death sparked urgent discussions about the safety of music events, particularly regarding the close interactions between artists and their audiences. The pain and grief from this tragedy linger, haunting all who remember it. Christina Grimmie's warmth and dedication made her a beloved artist, but they also led to her becoming a victim of blind fanaticism. Her untimely death serves as a heartbreaking reminder of the unseen dangers that can exist in the lives of public figures. Dawn Brancheau, a star lost to another on the stage. Dawn Brancheau, a skilled and devoted trainer at SeaWorld Orlando, was a shining figure in the world of marine animal entertainment. Since joining SeaWorld in 1994, she had captivated audiences with her remarkable ability to connect with orcas, creating unforgettable performances. Her expertise, combined with her unwavering love and dedication to animals, made her an admired figure both on and off the stage. But on February 24, 2010, a tragic twist of fate ended her promising career. During a performance at SeaWorld, Tilikum, one of the park's most famous orcas, suddenly pulled Dawn into the water before the horrified eyes of the audience. Despite immediate rescue efforts, the immense strength of the orca made saving her impossible. Dawn was dragged underwater, suffering fatal injuries and passing away instantly. Her death sparked intense debates about the ethics of keeping marine animals in captivity, workplace safety, and SeaWorld's accountability. Tilikum, already linked to 2 prior fatalities, became a focal point of controversy once again. The world mourned Dawn's loss, a brave and compassionate woman who devoted her life to the animals she adored and ultimately paid the highest price for her passion. Colonel Bruce Hampton, a celebration turned tragedy with his onstage passing. Colonel Bruce Hampton, born Gustav Valentine Berglund III, was a revered figure in the realms of rock and jazz. As a pioneer of the jam band genre, he founded the Hampton Grease Band and inspired generations with his innovative and spontaneous performance style. Beyond his musical talent, Hampton was cherished for his witty, down-to-earth nature and eccentric lifestyle. Despite never serving in the military, he proudly claimed the title of colonel, adding charm to his persona. Since the 1960s, he had captivated audiences, earning his place as an enduring legend in American music. His remarkable life took a tragic turn on May 1, 2017, during a performance in Atlanta to mark his 70th birthday. In the midst of the joyous celebration, Colonel Bruce Hampton suddenly collapsed on stage. At first, the audience believed it was part of his theatrical act, but the heartbreaking truth soon became evident: he had passed away. Death came swiftly and unexpectedly, leaving the crowd in disbelief as they witnessed the sudden loss of a beloved artist on such a momentous day. Speculation arose that Hampton's health had been deteriorating, and some wondered if his passing on stage was his way of leaving life on his own terms. Perhaps he wished to avoid a prolonged struggle with illness and chose to depart during one of his most triumphant moments. While the exact reasons remain uncertain, what is clear is that he exited the world amidst a shining celebration of his legacy, leaving behind an irreplaceable gap for fans, loved ones, and admirers of his artistry. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, and his fatal underwater accident. Steve Irwin, globally recognized as the crocodile hunter, was a trailblazer in animal conservation. His career was built on thrilling documentaries, where he boldly interacted with some of the world's most dangerous creatures, from crocodiles to deadly snakes. Irwin was not just a TV personality, he was a passionate conservationist who founded the Bindi Zoo and committed his life to wildlife preservation. Yet, no one anticipated that his career would become a tragic reminder of how dangerous work can sometimes be. On September 4, 2006, while filming an underwater documentary at the Great Barrier Reef, Steve Irwin faced an unimaginable fate. As he swam near a stingray, it unexpectedly struck him in the chest. The impact was so severe that it pierced his heart. Although Irwin was an expert in handling wildlife and always took precautions, this time the stingray's sudden attack proved fatal. The world was left in shock at the loss of such a beloved figure, someone who had risked his life countless times with dangerous animals, only to meet a tragic and unforeseen end. As a champion of wildlife, Steve Irwin's death was especially heartbreaking, as the very creatures he dedicated his life to protecting were the ones that led to his untimely passing. Tiny Tim, the eccentric legend, and his shocking onstage death at a charity event. Tiny Tim, born Herbert Boutros Cowrie, was an unforgettable figure in American music history. Known for his high-pitched falsetto and his charmingly small ukulele, he gained fame with the whimsical tiptoe through the tulips. His quirky style made him a beloved icon, capturing the hearts of millions. Tiny Tim wasn't just a performer but a cultural phenomenon, regularly appearing on television and at major events during his career's peak. Yet, no one could have foreseen how his cheerful melodies would end. On November 30th, 1996, a charity event in Minneapolis turned into a tragic moment for Tiny Tim. While joyfully performing his signature song, he suddenly collapsed on stage. The room fell into eerie silence as the laughter stopped. Rushed backstage for medical help, he could not be revived. Tiny Tim died of a heart attack, bringing an abrupt end to his 64 years of tireless devotion to music and entertainment. His death not only saddened his fans, but also highlighted the importance of health. Tiny Tim had long disregarded his doctor's warnings about serious heart conditions, choosing to continue performing despite his declining health. Many speculate that the pressure of performing, combined with an unhealthy lifestyle, led to his untimely demise. However, others argue that Tiny Tim's unyielding passion for his art made him a one-of-a-kind legend, though the price he paid was tragically high. Owen Hart, the WWE icon, and his tragic fall during a live event. Owen Hart, a celebrated wrestling star, stood out with his remarkable talent and captivating charisma. As a member of the legendary Hart family, Owen shined in WWE, earning numerous championships and winning the admiration of fans with his commitment in the ring. His career was a tale of triumph, but on May 23, 1999, it all came to a devastating end. During the 1999 Over the Edge event, Owen Hart attempted a stunt involving a descent from the ceiling to the ring, a performance meant to thrill viewers. Instead, it turned into one of WWE's darkest moments. A failure in his safety harness caused Owen to fall 24 meters directly onto the ring, leaving the crowd in stunned silence. Despite immediate medical attention, Owen succumbed to severe chest injuries. This tragedy sent shockwaves through WWE, sparking heated debates about safety standards for high-risk stunts. Many believe that insufficient precautions and the immense demands of the sport played a role in this catastrophe. Owen Hart's untimely death remains a haunting reminder of the hidden dangers behind the spectacle of wrestling, leaving an indelible mark on its history. Carl Walenda, the circus icon, and his fatal tightrope fall. Carl Walenda, one of the most legendary figures in circus history, was renowned for his fearless ability to walk a tightrope without any safety net. He founded the Flying Walendas, a family troupe that amazed audiences with death-defying performances that always kept the crowd on edge. Walenda set numerous world records and became a symbol of bravery within the circus community. Yet, his tragic end would shock the world of entertainment in a way no one had ever imagined. On March 22, 1978, during a performance in Puerto Rico, Carl Walenda, as bold as ever, stepped onto the tightrope 36 meters above the ground, a familiar act to many. But this time, disaster struck. He lost his balance. In front of hundreds of horrified spectators, Walenda plummeted to the ground. The frantic cries of the crowd were powerless to prevent the inevitable outcome. Although he was a legendary tightrope walker, age and deteriorating health ultimately betrayed him. His death was a devastating blow not only to his family but to the entire circus world, leaving an unforgettable image of a great performer's tragic fall. Carl Walenda's fatal accident will forever be etched in the memories of those who witnessed it, marking a somber moment in entertainment history. Goodbye to Gravity, a Romanian rock band lost in a devastating blaze. Goodbye to Gravity, a Romanian rock band that burst onto the scene in 2011, captivated fans with their electrifying blend of heavy metal and melodic hooks. Celebrated as symbols of a new era in Romanian rock, their music resonated deeply with audiences, making them a beloved force in the modern music scene. Tragically, their legacy would be forever overshadowed by an unimaginable disaster. On October 30th, 2015, during the launch concert for their album Mantras of War at the Collective nightclub in Bucharest, a spark from onstage pyrotechnics ignited a deadly fire. The flames spread rapidly, engulfing the venue in chaos. 64 lives were lost, including several band members, and countless others were left injured. What began as a night of celebration turned into a haunting tragedy, exposing critical lapses in safety regulations. The devastating scene of the blaze consuming the venue while concertgoers struggled to escape left an indelible mark on music history. Goodbye to Gravity's loss served as a grim warning about the price of negligence, transforming them into a somber symbol of a preventable tragedy that continues to resonate worldwide. Redd Foxx, the comedy icon, and a heartbreaking on-set collapse. Redd Foxx, a trailblazing figure in American comedy, earned the title Godfather of African American comedy. He rose to fame with his iconic role in Sanford and Son during the 1970s, breaking racial barriers on television. Known for his sharp humor and magnetic stage presence, Foxx became a beloved figure to millions. At 68, he was embarking on a significant comeback with the royal family, a project that promised to revive his star power. But tragedy struck on October 11, 1991, as Foxx suddenly collapsed on set. Surrounded by his colleagues, he suffered a fatal heart attack in what became a devastatingly ironic twist. Many mistook the moment for part of his comedic act. Those crucial seconds of disbelief cost him his life, leaving the entertainment world reeling with grief. Foxx's untimely passing was not only a profound loss for comedy but also a somber reminder of the pressures and health challenges faced by aging performers. His legacy endures, though his final moments remain a poignant cautionary tale in the history of entertainment. Silver King, the icon who fell in a heartbreaking tragedy. Silver King, born Cesar Barron, was a prominent figure in Mexican wrestling. Known for his electrifying fighting style, he gained recognition on global platforms, particularly in WCW, World Championship Wrestling. His daring moves and technical expertise cemented his place as a beloved legend among fans. Sadly, his performance in London marked the end of his remarkable but tragic journey. During the match, disaster struck as he suddenly collapsed from a heart attack. The shocking moment played out before a crowd of hundreds, many of whom mistook it for part of the act. The delayed response in providing medical aid meant there was no chance to save him. The mood in the arena shifted from excitement to stunned silence. What made the event even more heartbreaking was the lack of proper medical readiness. His untimely passing highlights the unforgiving nature of the entertainment industry and the hidden risks performers endure. Pedro Henrique, Brazil's gifted singer, passes away suddenly on stage. Pedro Henrique, a bright talent in Brazilian music, gained fame for his soulful and passionate performances. He brought deep emotion to his shows, crafting melodies that deeply resonated with his audience. Tragically, his unexpected passing left the music world in shock. On March 12, 2023, during a major music festival, Pedro collapsed on stage without warning. Witnesses saw him suffer a heart attack, leaving no time for intervention. His sudden passing devastated both fans and peers. While no official statement has been released, many believe the pressures and demands of his career may have taken a toll on his health. The relentless pace of performances likely contributed to his exhaustion. Pedro Henrique's loss is a stark reminder of health's importance and the often unseen challenges artists face in the dazzling music industry. Barbara Weldon's, a tragic loss from a stage accident. Barbara Weldon's, a gifted young singer from France, swiftly rose to fame with her soulful voice and her ability to deeply connect with audiences. She was among the rare artists who could move listeners with heartfelt songs about love and life. A winner of prestigious music awards, she often performed on intimate stages, creating close bonds with her fans and expressing her emotions. Tragically, no one could have foreseen that her promising career would end in such a horrific accident. On July 19, 2017, while performing in a small church in southern France, Barbara was singing when a malfunction in the sound system caused an electrical fault, leading to her untimely death by electrocution. Her passing was not only shocking but also a grim reminder to the music world of the critical importance of equipment safety. Whether due to an unavoidable mishap or poor maintenance, her loss is deeply felt, not just because of her extraordinary talent, but also because her life ended during her most vibrant and inspiring years. Sib Hashian, Boston's drummer, and a loss that rocked the music world. Sib Hashian, the iconic drummer for the rock band Boston, left an indelible mark with his commanding performances on classics like More Than a Feeling and Peace of Mind. His skillful and dynamic drumming played a pivotal role in cementing Boston's status as one of the most renowned rock bands of the 1970s, earning Sib a place as a true legend in the genre. Tragedy struck on March 22, 2017. While passionately performing aboard a cruise ship, Sib suddenly collapsed due to heart failure, passing away mid-concert. His unexpected death stunned fans and sent shockwaves through the entire rock community. Although specific details were not disclosed, many believe underlying heart issues, coupled with the physical toll of performing, lack of rest, and declining health, contributed to this devastating loss. Juan Jamlon, the king of livestream from the Philippines, killed live on air. Juan Jamlon, a leading livestream star from the Philippines, amassed millions of followers by sharing his daily life and expressing bold, controversial views. He became a social media icon, known for his dynamic streams and his strong connection with fans through his outspoken nature. Tragically, those very qualities may have played a role in the devastating end of his life. On November 5, 2023, Juan Jamlon was killed during a live Facebook broadcast. While engaging with fans, he was suddenly attacked. Viewers were horrified as the charismatic star, who thrived in the spotlight, fell victim to a shocking assassination streamed live. Speculation about the motive quickly arose. Was it linked to his outspoken political stances, or was it driven by a personal grudge? Regardless of the cause, Juan Jamlon's death sent shockwaves around the globe, not only for its brutality but also because he died in the very space where he had shared so much of his life. Brandon Lee, a prop gun, takes the life of Bruce Lee's son. Brandon Lee, the son of martial arts icon Bruce Lee, was a rising star in Hollywood. With the raw energy and charisma he inherited from his legendary father, Brandon was determined to carve out his own legacy, not just live in Bruce Lee's shadow. He made a lasting impression in action roles, particularly with his lead role in The Crow, a film set to propel him to new heights. However, fate had other plans for him. On March 31, 1993, while filming The Crow, an unexpected tragedy occurred during what should have been a routine scene. A prop gun, which was thought to be safe, discharged a live round, striking him in the abdomen. The film set was filled with disbelief as he was quickly rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. This horrific accident not only shattered hearts but also highlighted serious lapses in on-set safety. Brandon Lee's untimely death left an irreplaceable void in the hearts of his fans and the film industry. Nick Menza, the Megadeth icon, falls on stage. Nick Menza, the former legendary drummer of the thrash metal band Megadeth, remains a towering figure in the music world. His legacy is tied to iconic albums like Rust in Peace and Countdown to Extinction, which propelled Megadeth to global stardom. After leaving the band, he pursued his passion for music through solo projects and collaborations with other renowned artists. Even in his later years, Menza's love for music and performing never waned. On the night of May 21, 2016, at a club in Los Angeles, Menza was playing with the band OHM. Suddenly, he collapsed during a song. The audience, initially thinking it was part of the act, quickly realized it wasn't. Tragically, a heart attack ended his life right there on stage, surrounded by music and lights. His passing left fans and peers mourning the loss of such extraordinary talent. Nick Menza lived as a legend and departed in sync with the final beats of his drum. Juan Carlos Formel, salsa icon, dies on stage during live show. Juan Carlos Formel, the son of Juan Formel, founder of the legendary band Los Van Van, was a rising star in the Latin music scene. He carried on his father's legacy not just as a gifted musician but also as an outstanding music producer, greatly shaping the salsa and contemporary Latin music landscape. Formel's career was filled with influential projects and captivating performances, earning him a revered place in both the Cuban and Latin music communities. But one unforgettable night in the Bronx, New York, tragedy struck. Juan Carlos Formel collapsed on stage, his heart suddenly stopping while the audience watched in stunned silence. His death was later attributed to a heart attack, a devastating turn no one could have foreseen, especially since he had maintained good health and was an active performer. However, it is likely that the relentless pressure of constant shows, stress, and a grueling schedule took a toll on his health. The intense demands of the music industry and mental exhaustion may have contributed to his heart failure. In the end, at the peak of his career, he left us in the very place he loved most, on stage. Thus, 23 legendary figures from the entertainment world have left us in unimaginable ways. Deaths on stage, shocking moments in the spotlight, and the eerie silence of audiences witnessing it all remain etched in public memory. These losses were not just personal tragedies, but global shocks, as the world mourned their sudden departures. These stars were unable to continue sharing their passion with us. Do these heartbreaking events leave you in sorrow? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more stories about the dark side of fame.